Felix the Clever Fox, in the heart of a lush, sprawling forest, where sunlight dappled through a canopy of ancient trees, lived a fox named Felix. But Felix wasn't just any fox. He was known throughout the woods, from the chirping sparrows in the highest branches to the burrowing badgers deep underground. As Felix the Clever Fox, his fur was the color of a fiery sunset, his eyes twinkled with a mischievous intelligence, and his mind was as sharp as a freshly fallen pine needle. One sun-drenched morning, a wave of unease rippled through the forest community. The Whispering Creek, the lifeblood of the forest, had dwindled to a mere trickle. The berry bushes drooped, their leaves thirsty and frail, and the animals gathered by the dry creek bed, their faces etched with worrying. Bartholomew, the old, wise badger, stroked his chin thoughtfully. "I've never seen the creek this low," he rumbled, his deep voice filled with concern. "If this continues, we'll all have to leave our homes to find water." Felix, perched on a mossy rock, listened intently. He saw the drooping ears of the rabbits and the anxious chirps of the mother birds. This was more than just an inconvenience, it was a crisis. While others fretted, Felix's mind was already at work, piecing together a puzzle. He knew that complaining wouldn't bring the water back. Action was needed, and he was just the fox for the job. "Don't worry, everyone," he announced, his voice clear and confident. "I'll find out what's happened to our creek. I'll follow it to its source and solve this mystery." A glimmer of hope sparked among the animals as they watched the determined fox set off on his journey. His paws patted softly on the parched earth as he followed the faint, sad gurgle of the remaining water upstream. The further he went, the drier the ground became. The usual chorus of croaking frogs was silent, and the air felt heavy and still. After a while, he stumbled upon a most peculiar sight. A massive pile of logs and stones, crudely stacked together, formed a large dam, blocking the entire flow of the creek. Behind it, a large pool of water was forming, but on his side, there was almost nothing. Peeking over the top of the makeshift dam, Felix saw two large, bumbling beavers, brothers named Boris and Bernard. They were slapping more mud onto their construction, looking immensely proud of their work. "Ha! Look at our magnificent pool, Bernard!" Boris boomed, "No more sharing the water with those downstream folk." "It's all ours," Bernard nodded eagerly, adding another log with a grunt. "All ours," he echoed. Felix's ears twitched. He could have confronted them then and there, barking and demanding they tear down the dam. But Felix was clever. He knew that anger and aggression would only make the stubborn beavers more defensive. He needed a different approach, a smarter one. He retreated back into the woods, his mind racing. He had to outwit them, not overpower them. He needed a plan that would make them want to take the dam down themselves. A sly smile spread across his face as an idea began to form. He remembered hearing the beavers complain once about how much they disliked slimy, slippery things. This gave him the perfect opening. He spent the rest of the afternoon gathering the slimiest moss, the slipperiest algae, and the muddiest sludge he could find near a stagnant pond far from the creek. He even convinced a family of friendly frogs, who were also upset about the dry creek, to join his cause. The next morning, under the cover of the early mist, Felix and his froggy allies crept back to the dam. As Boris and Bernard slept soundly in their lodge, Felix and the frogs went to work. They carefully and quietly plastered the entire surface of the beaver's side of the dam with the foul-smelling, slimy goo. They spread slippery algae over the logs the beavers used as steps and packed gooey mud into every crevice. The frogs, enjoying the game, hopped all over it, leaving a trail of slippery slime. When the sun rose, Boris was the first to emerge, stretching with a loud yawn. "Time to admire our glorious pool," he declared. But as he stepped onto his dam, his feet slipped out from under him. "Whoa!" he yelped, tumbling head over heels into the cold, still water of his own private pool with a great splash. Bernard rushed out to see what the commotion was, only to slip on the same gooey mess, sliding down the dam and landing right on top of his brother. "What is this disgusting stuff?" Boris sputtered, trying to wipe a string of green algae from his face. "It's everywhere. It's slimy. It's horrible." Bernard wailed, trying to climb out of the pool, only to find the logs too slippery to get a grip. They slipped and slid, flailed and fumbled, covered from nose to tail in the very things they despised most. Felix, watching from behind a bush, had to stifle a laugh. His plan was working perfectly. "This dam is ruined," Boris cried in frustration. "It's been invaded by slime. I can't live next to this filth." Bernard agreed wholeheartedly. "Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of all of it." With renewed, albeit disgusted, determination, the two beavers began to dismantle their own creation. They pushed logs and rolled stones, desperate to get rid of the slippery, slimy mess that had mysteriously appeared overnight. They worked faster than they ever had before. As they removed the final log, a great whoosh of water was released. The Whispering Creek surged back to life, gushing downstream with a joyful roar. The water flowed past Felix, who gave a quiet nod of satisfaction and continued on its way, reviving the thirsty plants and filling the dry creek bed. Back in the forest, a cheer erupted from the waiting animals as they saw the water return. They drank deeply and splashed in the cool, clear current, their worries washed away. When Felix trotted back into the clearing, he was greeted as a hero. Bartholomew the Badger clapped him on the back. "You did it, Felix, you saved the forest." The rabbits danced around his feet, and the birds sang his praises. Felix simply smiled. He explained that the beavers had a change of heart. He knew there was no need to gloat or to tell everyone how he had tricked them. The important thing was that the problem was solved and harmony was restored. From that day on, Felix the Clever Fox was more respected than ever. He had taught everyone a valuable lesson, that a sharp mind is often more powerful than sharp teeth, and that cleverness, not confrontation, can solve even the biggest of problems. And deep in the forest, the Whispering Creek flowed freely, a constant, happy reminder of the day a clever fox saved his home, not with a roar, but with a whisper of a brilliant plan. Thank you so much for joining me for this story today. If you enjoyed Felix's adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the forest. We love having you as part of our community. Until next time, stay curious and stay clever.